All right.
All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to 50 Strong's Employer Connect with our awesome team at John Deere. So thank you for joining us. If this is your first time at 50 Strong, welcome. Thank you for coming. Today, we're going to be talking specifically about all the incredible opportunities at John Deere. And you're going to have a wealth of information. And we are also celebrating, which I believe is tomorrow, National Manufacturing Day, I believe. So very thankful to have you here. Just want to let you know, if you have not come to 50 Strong before, we have a ton of events. We actually have 2 events every week for the rest of the month. So we got a lot going on. So as you can see on the left-hand side, check out our upcoming events anytime. We'll drop a link to our website so you can see all the details there. But we have a ton of sessions. And then we also have our October 19th Employer Connect session. So if this is your first time here, typically when we do 50 Strong events, there can be anywhere from 20 to 25 employers. Today is specifically with the John Deere team, which gives you an incredible opportunity to really talk directly to the military talent leads at John Deere and gets a little more intimate, time to be able to deep dive into those conversations. So super happy you're here. Candy's going to drop a poll. If you don't mind taking a quick second to answer some of those questions, just so we can get a better gauge of who you are. For everyone that's here, it's challenging getting out and trying to find a job or trying to figure out what you want to be when you grow up. I did the same thing when I got out almost 10 years ago. So the whole point of 50 Strong is to really build genuine relationships and have direct exposure to industry leaders. That is the most important thing. So whether you find a fit with John Deere or not, the point is for you to have that opportunity. You're talking directly to recruiters, hiring managers, talent acquisition people, specifically with military experience that work at John Deere. So this is an incredible opportunity that I do hope that you take advantage of. All right. And also for any military affiliated students or student veterans, just want to let you know, we are big into higher ed here. We have 60 plus higher education partners. So if you want to drop in your school name and show some representation in the chat, we would love to hear it. All right, before we get into introducing you to the John Deere team, I want to give you a little overview of a few tools that we have at 50 Strong for you to utilize. So we have our key employment pathways, which is a general overview of all of the different employer participants' roles and pathways and how to contact them. So definitely check that out on our website. If you're a military affiliated student or a student veteran, we have just launched our student veteran listings, and John Deere also has part-time, full-time roles on there for military affiliated students. There's internships on there, so definitely check that out. These are curated roles. This is not job scraping. We're working directly with the military talent leads and the campus teams to have those conversations to showcase these opportunities. And then lastly, if you're active duty and transitioning, please make sure to check out both our app and on the website. We have our SkillBridge listings. You have 24/7 access to tons, literally almost 6,000 opportunities for SkillBridge, where you can filter by city and state level. And then just a fun reminder, Zoom 5.3.0 is required for you to move into the breakout room of your choice. If you don't know what your version is or you're not sure if it's updated, don't worry about it. Candy and I are going to be here in the main room the entire time to help move you if you need to do so. And with that, I'm going to send it over to David at the John Deere team. He's going to give you an overview of everything that they have available. We're going to have 2 breakout rooms, 20 minutes for each room. So I will send a broadcast message to you if you want to switch over to the dealership room or switch over to the company room. So thanks so much. And I'm sending it over to you, David.
Chantel and Candy, thank you so much. Everyone on the call, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service. We're super excited from John Deere to be here with you today, especially around National Manufacturing Day, which is tomorrow. I'm joining you from our construction and forestry equipment factory. It's an incredible place, and we're super excited to share with you some different initiatives and different ideas here about John Deere. So I'm going to share my screen. make sure that everyone can see it. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, how's that? Full screen? Am I good? Okay.
Go.
Hey, everyone, welcome to John Deere. And you're going to see this pretty common in our presentation here in this introduction. That QR code, we're going to put a link in the chat. Really, we have a process here that we're going to individualize a conversation with each and every single one of you in a timely manner to help you craft your path. If that's at John Deere, if not, that's okay. There's no obligations. I'm going to talk you through that process, and everything is going to be based upon that QR code, etc. with this. So before I get started, I have a quick trivia question for you. And you're gonna win. Cassie, please look inside the chat. The first person that can answer this correctly will get a John Deere swag bag. Okay. So can you identify the city and the state that Miss Candy is at in this picture? Don't get distracted by the banana peel, the coffee, the outfit. No, there's Cassie, you can't answer it.
No, I was putting my hand up because we have a winner, Daniel M.
Okay. All right. And what is it? The answer?
Daniel put Davenport, Iowa.
Perfect. Yeah, this is Candy before she went into our factory back in April to do a hard day's work of welding. We will not comment or talk about
Why did I have
welding.
my socks pulled up like that? I don't know.
Because we told you that you had to have it tucked in so you didn't get a hot weld bead in your boot.
Oh, right. Such a dork.
It was a great visit, by the way. We had a lot of fun with it. Okay, hey, today we have a fantastic team that I quickly want to introduce, both on our dealership side and our company side, and we'll talk through that in a minute here. First on top here, David Bostic, Marine veteran, more importantly, and also he's also came out of a dealership, was a dealer tech.
Yep.
And has worked his way up into a number of different ways. Dave, raise your hand real quick so folks know who you're at.
Hi, everyone.
Great level of experience, enlisted Marine, came out of the service, dealer tech, been with the dealers and knows the dealer channel extremely well. We also have Jess Mady on our dealer team, Air Force veteran, current military spouse. And if you haven't seen her video yet of her life in the dealer tech day yesterday on LinkedIn, it was amazing. So Jess, raise your hand. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Also, Marcus joining us, Air Force veteran and military spouse also, and was a tech in the Air Force and can help translate your experiences into these types of different roles. So you're catching a theme, right? Folks that have had the experience, know how to do this transition, can help you make some decisions. I'm David Ottavianelli. I help lead our workforce and community growth at Deere, and Army veterans, 9-year active duty, highlighted by an assignment and a privilege and an honor to serve in the 1st Ranger Battalion. We also have Cassie Glebzinski joining us, current military spouse, Army affiliation, and helping us fill a number of different roles here. And in addition to that, we have Angela Nieto. She helps with workforce and community growth at Deere, and she's a manufacturing guru, okay? And does excellent work with our manufacturing teams. So we're here to talk with you and to help you work through any questions that you may have. Okay, put in the chat. Hey, what service do you represent? What's your affiliation? Tell us, where you're coming from. What's your thoughts? No jokes. There's a lot of jokes that you could make about Army, Marines. I won't get into any of that. We do not have anyone from the Navy on our team, but we have Navy folks that have participated. So tried to get a full range of experiences. Okay, Cassie, anything in the chat that you need to be aware of?
It looks like a
Okay.
pretty solid representation across all branches. I'm not seeing
Perfect.
Space Force yet.
We've talked with folks out of the Space Force. Okay, our plan today is to do a quick introduction. We'll give a high-level discussion of these John Deere opportunities. And then we're going to review our process with you that I talked about. And then, so a lot of talking in the first couple of 15 minutes of information to share with you. And then we'll go into breakout rooms to talk specifically and allow you to ask questions on dealerships and company opportunities. And then we'll wrap it back up together and close it out. And then we'll have a time period for additional questions after that, if we have that. We'll target about 20 minutes in each of the sections. You can rotate between the dealership and company opportunities if you would like, and we're going to help guide you to do this. Okay, so when I go through this information, we're going to ask you to go into one of two breakout rooms to begin with. And really what I want to do is show you the comparison of the differences and talk through this. And there's two key things that we've learned really about that helps create your path. John Deere is has an individual MOU with the Department of Defense that allows us to provide skill bridge opportunities if you're on active duty at our company locations and also at our dealership locations. We also support and participate in third-party skill bridge opportunities, for instance, through Hire Our Heroes, etc. with this. So we have a very unique situation where we can host skill bridge and also provide skill bridge opportunities at a number of different locations. When we sit down over the last 2.5, 3 years with service members, two key questions kind of drive your path. Number one, what type of work you're going to do, and number two, location. You see on the left-hand side of the screen is our location of our dealer, our map of our dealer locations. This gets very crowded. The green ones are agricultural dealerships. The yellow ones, which almost overlap on it, and there's a wide range of them also, difficult to see, are construction and forestry dealerships. So there's over 2,000 locations nationwide. The primary roles that we're looking at are dealer technicians, parts and inventory, supply, right? Those types of roles, sales, etc. with that. We have 13 major locations, and they're highlighted by the black dots that we can host SkillBridge, and we have opportunities at these large locations from a company perspective. The majority of those are in the Midwest. They're clustered in some large areas. And the roles that we focus on to include that include operations leadership, manufacturing, engineering, logistics, and supply. So as we go through the rest of this, I want you to start crafting, hey, which room should I go through and which path do you think is the best? And then remember, all we're going to show you is fill out a contact card in this process, scanning this QR code. Okay, Cassie, anything in the chat that I should be aware of or questions? Okay. So, hey, tell us, where do you call home? Where do you plan to settle? What are your thoughts on this? And then this will help answer question 1 of 2 that will help with your path. And before we move forward, I want to clarify once again, is we can set up a skill bridge if you're on active duty to meet your timing, your location, and your needs. There are no set time periods. We don't do cohorts. We can participate in cohorts if you're associated with that, but it's really individualized up to you and your specific needs. Okay, as we get in to talk about this, a lot of you may have known about John Deere riding lawn equipment. You may have seen a tractor down the street or something like that. You may have heard of, hey, we make combines, tractors, etc. with this. What you may not know is that we are also an industry leader in construction and forestry. And that was actually doubled the size of our company, construction and forestry division, with the acquisition of a company called Virkin in late 2018. Virkin does all your road paving equipment, Hahn rollers, Virkin, Vogela. Now they're all actually John Deere owned, and we had a joint venture with them in the past, and then we also had a joint venture with on excavators with Hitachi, now that we've combined and taken that over also, right, and branched off from them. So we continue to grow in that construction forestry size division, and being a leader in road paving in the world. Also, our forestry, #1 in global forestry. You may not also know that we're a technology leader, especially when it comes to precision agriculture and providing creative, innovative solutions for our farmers to help improve their productivity and yield. Hey, another trivia question that's out there to keep in mind that we may come back to later. Remember this, right? There's a lot of parts on a combine. There's 18,500 parts on our new X9 combine. And having the technology to make sure that that's assembled right, etc., with that is important in our manufacturing process. And everything that we do is focused on our customer. And this is just not an ordinary customer. This is John Jackson. And he owns a nonprofit called Stag Vets that runs comfort farms that helps transition service members with PTSD as they're transitioning out. John is a huge John Deere fan. He has visited with our military employee resource group here recently to talk about his farming practices and what he does, and how his John Deere tractors perform, and why he chose John Deere, etc. with it. Excellent advocate for our product, and we're great to have a partnership with it, which gets into even beyond what we do here at Deere and helping our community partners. So when you're looking at Deere, you're going to look at a lot of different options if you're transitioning out, or if you're a veteran looking for opportunities. These are some of the things that resonate extremely well with service members. One, this higher sense of purpose is not the same that you're doing today, but it's close. And you help in providing solutions to help farmers and infrastructure workers feed and shelter the world gives you purpose for what you come in to do every day at work. Similar core values around integrity, quality, and commitment and innovation. And everything we do, and we're looking for leaders, right, is based upon a team. I'm an Army veteran, so a team of 30 equals a platoon for me. Is it a flight or a squadron in the Air Force? I don't know, my Air Force numbers aren't the best. But if you're in the Army, Marines, right, it's a platoon, 30 folks. And we're looking for key leaders to be change agents, to bring in different perspectives. The day we get complacent, even though we're a market share leader in some of these product lines, is the day that we lose our competitive advantage. You can help be a part of that. You also got incredible opportunities for growth, and we're a market leader in pay and benefits. So if you look at the pyramid of roles, those dealer technicians and those those customer-facing roles at our dealerships are #1. That's the greatest opportunity that we're going to have. It's second by production and skill trades roles at our manufacturing locations, and then the salary support or management support around those types of roles. So here's the process that we're going to work on, right? So if you're an active duty, a veteran, spouse, National Guard, reservist, it does not matter. You have to decide in our process here if you want to go down that dealership path or a company path. Now, if you make a mistake, we'll transfer you over, but we want to, based upon really these 3 questions that we're going to do, and we ask you to fill out this contact card. If you're on active duty, we can set up and work with you on your timing and location and type of work that you want to do about a DoD Skill Bridge internship. And from that internship, using that network and that experience, not guaranteed, you can apply for open positions to become potentially the best candidate for those roles and go on to a number of different positions. If you're a veteran, spouse, National Guardist, reservist, you have to apply for open positions through our career site and our contingent listing in our third party or our dealership sites. The point is that you're going to fill out that contact card and we're going to assign you a veteran who has similar qualities or similar work experience that's going to help you make those decisions and guide you through this. So you're not alone. And that person's going to help you do that through this process. So here are the 3 questions. Number 1, what location are you considering and why? This is important. A lot of people will put, hey, I want to go to Moline. Why? Well, it's the greatest area of opportunities. Okay, great. How are you going to, do you know much about it? How are you going to move there? Where are those locations? It's important for you to have this as part of your process if you're leaving the service or if you're making a move. The second critical question is, what is your timing? If you're a veteran or spouse or National Guard or reservist, that does, right? It's dependent upon when you're available to move, change jobs, etc. with this. If you're active duty, the 3 key questions come, hey, what's your EAS date? How much terminal leave do you have? And when can you start SkillBridge? And have you started to talk to your command about SkillBridge approval? So some key comments here, that's kind of some either interpretations on this. Most commands, of course, SkillBridge, you can do a max of 6 months. Most commands will include your terminal leave and out processing in that 6-month time period. So if you have, let's say, 60 days of terminal leave and you have to do out processing for 2 weeks, the max you can do is, in this case, under 3 months in 2 weeks, right? So just stacking all that up, we can help you with that timing, etc. to learn all that. You cannot do terminal leave when you're on SkillBridge. You can be working full time and doing a full-time role at a company, and you can double dip, right, in looking at it. So those are some of the key dates there to consider and look at. And then command approval. Another question that comes up a lot is, hey, when should I start working on command approval? So if you take that backwards planning time period of EAS date, SkillBridge 6-month window, usually 4 to 6 months in advance of that is that time to start planning to do that. And then the third question, what type of work are you looking to do? Understanding the roles, do they match your expectations? And you may not know. And really the key question is post-internship, if you're active SkillBridge, and what is the likelihood for a full-time role, and how do you increase that as much as possible are important discussion points to have. Okay, Cassie, anything out there?
How long,
Okay.
once you find a suitable qualified candidate, do you wait before reaching out to the applicants? So how long from when they fill out the contact card to when they are notified or reached out to?
Well, our goal is within a week time period, right? So it depends. If we have a 50 strong event, we get flooded with 50 contact cards in one night, right? We'll go through those. We're trying to make it timely. One thing we've learned is that, hey, we don't want to put you through the regular industry hiring HR application process by yourself. That is not a sustainable. You may never hear back. You may hear back. We want to match you up with a person, a veteran that can talk you through this. Like I said, regardless if you stay with Deere or consider Deere or not. So that time period, our goal is within 72 hours, but it can be faster, slower, but really in a timely manner to get that out. That's our timeline on this. Okay. We know all the paperwork. If you're in the Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, we know which ones we need to fill out. We will provide you an extensive, a month-by-month training plan. We'll provide you the CSP and Air Force approval documents that you can go in to your command and say, hey, this is legit, to help with your approval process. So think about it, right? You're trying to get your command to approve this. And you can have these documents, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. I know the location. Here's my training plan, the type of work I'm going to do, and here's my sponsor with that. Our team can provide that for you in a timely manner to help you with all that. So I talked about 4 to 6 months in advance. That's the perfect timing scenario. But we see a number of folks that come to us and say, hey, my command just approved me and I can do it in 2 weeks. And we can make that work also. So there's a variation in that. It just gets into, hey, how much time we need in coordinating all that. Now, another question a lot of folks ask is, what's the optimal time if I'm SkillBridge eligible to do an internship? The guidance we typically give is typically nothing less than 2 months is preferred. Sometimes we've gone down to a month and a half. The average SkillBridge is coming in for approval at about 3 to 4 months. And then, of course, the optimal, right, if you can get the full 5, 6 months, that just gives you more time to gain the skills to be that top candidate and to grow your network, right, in the industry. Here's my point, right, on this slide is we know how to fill all this out. We can get you that package that you can go to your command and say, hey, please approve. Okay, as we get into this, here's that dealership map that we talked about, 2,000 locations. David, Bostic, and Jess and Marcus are going to go through all of these types of roles. You can see here a number of folks that either were direct hires or did a SkillBridge and went into a full-time role. Excellent. Our dealerships are independently owned. Some of these dealership maps and dots are owned by Fortune 500 size companies that are supporting multiple dealerships in multiple states. So they are large businesses that need all types of support, etc. with this. And you can see that they're scattered, and really what a key driver is, there's probably one in your hometown. We do offer SkillBridge opportunities. Another key thing is David Bostic and his team, once you get assigned, even before your SkillBridge begins, you can start online training to become technician, part specialist, any of these types of roles. Here are the dealership opportunities that they're going to talk about. Technicians, number one, parts, inventory. When you look at inventory that's done in the military compared to really the inventory and managing the parts, etc. 18,500 parts on a combine. A lot of those need to be replenished, wear parts, right? Imagine what that looks like in coordinating all that. Sales, logistics, moving those combines, moving that kind of stuff, warehousing, management, customer support, and many more. The team members will walk you through all of these opportunities at those locations when you set up that 30-minute meeting. Once again, in this process, we ask you to fill out that contact card. That's the key driver that's going to get you that one-on-one kind of meeting to talk about what the opportunities are and what's the best fit. We also have part-time student roles in finance, sales, marketing, human resources for students. So once again, this is open to students also. And then we have military affiliated students can take an approved SkillBridge or John Deere Tech training program through our Power Up Careers, right? Another opportunity to gain the specific skills to become certified quicker through our process while you're still in school. So if you're at a community college and looking at opportunities to gain, information around diesel technology or mechanics, etc., with that, we can partner with you to make that happen. Once again, all that will be facilitated through that 30-minute call. So as you get to the site, scan that QR code or come to this link. Cassie and team, if you put that link in the chat, in this case, you'll see two options. And if you're interested in dealerships, you would fill out that contact card. About a 10-point questionnaire. You'll get in our queue. We'll have that conversation somebody will discuss this with you. When it comes to company locations, you can see here the black dots are the SkillBridge approved and where the majority of our open roles are available. Hey, I got to go back one slide here. There's also IT and HR on-site opportunities at our dealerships available. Okay. Our company roles, the majority of these roles, and you see in yellow, are factory locations that we do not have openings or do not support SkillBridge at this time. They're smaller locations. They have not been able to lead on to those future opportunities, so we're focusing our efforts in these large manufacturing sites. I'll give you two examples. And Deere has busted really the norm of U.S. manufacturing on this. And I'll highlight that by our facilities in Waterloo. In Waterloo, Iowa, we build tractors. That's it. 7, 8, and 9,000 series tractors. We have 5 facilities that support that. Starts out with an engineering center in Cedar Falls. We have a foundry, a large cast iron foundry, and ductile iron foundry. We're taking scrap material, melting it, and then pouring it into transmissions, cut cases, axle housings, weights, etc. with this, frames. We also have a drivetrain component that machines facilities that machine those large castings and also build all the inner gears, shaft, splines, etc. that go into those components. We assemble those, certify those, and ship those out to our tractor facility where we take those certified subcomponents and build those into the tractor. We also have our engine facility. Our engines today go from tier 1 to tier 4 and meet tier 4 requirements. So extremely technology advanced and require a number of different components to take and to meet those regulations. We have a large engine facility that does machining and also the final assembly of that also. And then once again, the final tractor assembly that sends tractors out directly to our dealers across the globe. So it's just an example of in Waterloo and then other large areas in the Midwest, there's multiple opportunities for you to consider. And this may be, right, a final move, another move for you, because there's no military large bases by it. But once you come to Waterloo or the Quad Cities or a headquarters area where we have multiple sites, you could do 7 different roles over a 10-year time period and never move. Right, an example in doing that. Gives you the opportunity to excellent in these locations in Iowa, excellent schools, no traffic, low cost of living, no taxes on your retirement pay, and continued lower personal income tax with a goal of getting to 0 eventually, not yet, but continuing to be reduced. So I bring this up, that's where the majority of the roles are at in these large locations. Dubuque, Moline, Horicon, Wisconsin, Des Moines, Fargo, Valley City, etc. with that. We also have a growing manufacturing site in Springfield, Missouri. That's called our Reman facility, where we're taking those items that I just talked about, transmissions, axles, that are off of older machines, engines, and rebuilding them. And then we have a large sugarcane facility in Thibodaux, Louisiana, which have openings and opportunities. All of these sites for these types of roles are on site and support mainly these types of roles and operations leadership, engineering, quality, huge demand, supply management, logistics, data analytics, and then skilled trades, welding, machining, and maintenance support. We are not hiring for IT or HR roles, and all of these roles, once again, are on site. We also have part-time students, engineering, finance, and accounting, and more. Great opportunity if you're a part-time student. Locations are real close to have that hybrid school and then come on site and learn, right, as you're growing through your schooling. So once again, if you're interested in this, it would be dealer opportunities. Company opportunities. Submit that contact card, and a veteran will connect with you. Okay, how to do this mobily? You can see here, this is all mobile. Same concept. Scan that QR code. Real simple. Just fill out that contact card and to make that connection. And then once again, here's the QR code, the site, and then what you'll see with our site here to fill out that contact card. Okay, so now next, in the next, we're going to have 2 rotations, 20 minutes apiece, really to get into and dive into the specific locations and opportunities that you may see as the best fit for you. Once again, dealership 2,000 plus locations, technicians, parts, inventory. David Bostic, Jess, and Marcus will be leading that. And then company roles, Midwest, Louisiana, Missouri. Myself, Cassie, and Angela will be there. We'll rejoin everyone. Chantel will send out a 20-minute warning on each, and then she'll send out a 5-minute warning to come back, and then we can wrap up. And we'll have questions. If we run out of time, we can entertain questions after that also. So before we break out.
Can I make a quick comment from
Yep.
a question I saw in the chat? Because I think it's really important. Somebody asked if the focus was on SkillBridge and not really on veterans. And I want to make sure everybody knows this before you go to your breakout rooms. The benefits that we offer to veterans going through this program and what makes us different is that when you hop on a call with us and you tell us what location you want to go to, what roles you're interested in, we have you apply and we take your resume and advocate to the hiring managers, both at the company level and at the nationwide dealership. So that is what makes us different. That is how we try and highlight your name to the hiring managers. So even though we love our skill bridges, we also love our veterans, dependents, and military spouses. And this is how we amplify your application. So just wanted to make that clear really quick. Thank you, David.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuances that I cover in SkillBridge to explain it. But Jess, thank you for bringing that up. The support is still the same. It's just a different process. And I think our latest numbers, the majority of our folks and our contacts come from either veterans, spouses, National Guard, reservists who aren't SkillBridge eligible. So yes, 100% available to support you. Any other questions before we zip people off? And if you don't know what room to go in, come to the company room, and then we'll talk with you some more, and then we can figure that out from there. Okay. And the final thing I ask, right, is to hey, ask questions, right? And that's the intent. How can we help you out and kind of going through this and understand what opportunities are out there for you?
All right, David, I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. If you have any issues trying to move into your breakout room of choice, just stay in the main room with me, and I can definitely help move you to the breakout room that you want to. They're going to be open until just shy of 12:50, and I will send a 20-minute warning, so that way you can switch rooms if you'd like to, or stay in the same one. But if you have any questions, feel free to stay in the main room or go to the company room. All right, should be open.
Thank you, Chantel.
Thank you. David, are you going to the company room or are you staying here?
I'm gonna go. Cassie, you go. I'll wait. See if there's any folks that may have questions.